Thank you all for joining us today. My name is, I am a Fulbright English teaching assistant. I come from the East Coast of the USA. I'm from Virginia. I made a degree in social work and government. Only benefit. So my background is in all things community engagement, community development, and that's kind of the focus of why I'm here. So today we have a very special presentation for you. We're going to have a leadership development workshop, but before we get into the speaker and who he is and what he does and what he's all about, raise your hand if this is your first time at the American Center. Everybody in the front row. Okay, awesome. So let me give you a quick rundown or a quick summary of what the American Center is all about. So if you look over to your left, there are 5 different themes that go along with our program. So our third kind of programming is STEM training. We offer coding workshops, how to use Canva, how to do all those things related to STEM and entrepreneurship. Which leads me into my next theme, which is entrepreneurship. One of our most popular events is grant writing workshops. So how do you put together a grant? How do you submit a grant? How do you follow up on a grant? Number 3, we offer free Wi-Fi and free computers. So if you ever want to come and just do work, if you need to work on your CV, if you need to work on your resume, if you want to look at a company or a job posting, please come and use our services because everything we offer is free. Do not argue for anything. Lastly, Education USA is number 4. We go from the top. Number 4, Education USA is for those who are looking to study abroad in the US. So if you are interested in a degree program, then you do. If you are interested in studying abroad, particularly in the US, for your master's or your PhD or your bachelor's degree, this is the place where you can come and get free advising. I know there are places out around the city where you have to pay 100,000 shillings to be advised, but here it's free. So please use that service. Lastly, we have a free public library. As far as I know, this is the only place in the city where you can come and get free books and check them out and take them home. You get to take them home for 2 weeks. If you just want to read any book over there, you can check it out today. We also have free movies and free magazines. And also just recently, the new U.S. ambassador to Uganda released the new report to the Ugandan people. Please grab one before you go. I might even pass them out at the end of the event, just so you know what the U.S. is doing in your country. Okay, so without further ado, I would like to talk a little bit about our speaker today. I know him as Professor Bismarck. You can also call him Professor Bismarck. But now I'd like to read a little bit more about who he is before we get started. So Professor Bismarck is currently the U.S. Mission's English Language Fellow. He is a visiting scholar from Liberty University, which is located in the U.S. It's actually located in Virginia, which is where I'm from, just south of D.C. Professor Bismarck is a unique speaker who is passionate about inspiring leaders to learn practical leadership skills in communications, and soft skills, and professional development. Professor Bismarck is a seasoned investment banker, educator, author, policy analyst, and economist who is fervent about transforming organizations, individuals, solutions rooted in equity, compassion, accountability, and a process, purpose-driven approach through a leadership development framework, which is what you all are about to experience today. I'm so excited for you. So Professor Bismarck is a subject matter expert in the following areas: project-based learning, educational frameworks, education in tech, where education and tech meet, finances in tech, social economics, U.S. foreign policy, and leadership skills development. For nearly 2 decades, he has committed to his professional life to working with organizations, educators, students, and career professionals to pursue excellence in the area of education, entrepreneurship, and economic development. He began his professional career at the Bank of America, one of the largest banks in the U.S. and worldwide, where he was vice president of its retail banking division in Philadelphia. In 2012, he was founding partner of Plug-in Corporation, which is an investment firm focused on developing educational products and services to improve digital literacy. digital security, and entrepreneur skills training. In 2017, he went back to his first love, which was becoming an educator and a policy analyst, when he became a lecturer at Southern New Hampshire University and interned at the United States Senate. Professor Bismarck holds postgraduate certificates in public policy from Harvard University. He has an MBA from Eastern University with a concentration in financial engineering and a bachelor's of science and economics from Virginia Commonwealth University. Fun fact, Professor Bismarck and I went to the same university. Although when he went, I was young. Relatively young. He is currently a doctoral candidate at Liberty University in public policy, focusing on educational leadership. In his own words, be impactful by acting out the impossible. The future is pregnant today. Let's deliver what is possible. And lastly, be learned. So at this time, I would like everyone to give a big round of applause to Professor Bismarck. Yes, I'm going to share your
Great, thank you so much. Look at me. Okay, that is all the United language that I know. I'm hoping that by the time we leave here today, you guys will be able to teach me some of the key words. I am super delighted to be here, and if you are in the back, you can do me a favor and just come up with a little bit, that'd be great. And all of you guys really need you guys to participate. Thank you so much. If you're excited to be here, just wave at me like this. If you're excited to learn something new about leadership, just wave this way. Excellent, excellent. It's good to see all of you. All of you looking very smart, as we say in the Ghanaian way. But let me start my presentation with a story to set the stage regarding what leadership is and what leadership is not. There was this little girl that was walking down the shore, and there was a massive storm. There was a hurricane, a typhoon, a tornado, all wrapped in one, this massive storm that was happening. And thousands of starfish washed up along the shore, and this little girl did not know what to do. And she knew that these starfish were outside their true elements. The problem that she realized was truly bigger than herself. So she began to panic and started thinking, what can she do? Because the problem was bigger than herself. So she went back and developed this consciousness and this conviction and this courage to say, well, let me start throwing back one starfish at a time, one starfish at a time, and one starfish at a time. And the funny part of the story is that a group of strangers were looking at her from the lens of insecurity, doubt, fear, and disbelief. That what can this little girl really do to make a big difference by just throwing one starfish at a time? So slowly they walked up to this little girl and said, do you really think you can make a difference? And the girl looked at them with the most dreamy eyes you can ever imagine and said, I don't think I can make a difference in all of them. And guess what? I made a difference in that one's life, and that one's life, and that one's life. The moral of the story is that leadership is all about courage and the conviction to stand up for what you believe in. No matter how small it is, it could be as small as a starfish. It could be as big as ending a toxic relationship, both professionally and personally. It could be being a leader that decides to be a good father, a good brother, a good husband, a good supervisor, a good mentor, or above all, a good executive. The need for leadership is as equal as the need to breathe. Leadership is everything. If you look around your life, leadership rises and falls based on decisions of men and women. So first and foremost, good morning, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. I am truly enchanted, that's the key word, to be here with you. And I want to thank Oscar Camp and the entire American leadership team for organizing this event today, and the U.S. missions for supporting this space that truly fills capacity, cultural exchange, intelligence of the Ugandan people. Truly, if you ask me, the heart of public diplomacy, it is the people-to-people exchange, looking at the norms, the ideas that we all have from a position of strength and a position of equal. So before I start up my real lecture, I wanted to have some few prepared remarks to kind of move the myth of leadership from this theory concept to a more practical approach. So indulge me for a moment. What I would do is I spend 10% of my entire time here today discussing theories of leadership, and then move 90% into the practical side of what leadership is and what is not. If you ask me, one of the best quotes I've ever heard around leadership comes from John Quincy Adams. He was the 6th president of the United States of America. And this is what he said: if your actions inspire others to dream more, become more, do more, you are a leader. Let me take that again. If your actions inspire others to do more, dream more, and be more, then you are a leader. That is one of the best definitions of leadership I've ever come across. For nearly 15 years, I've tried to study the topic of leadership, try to develop models, concepts that could be applied in academic, professionally, and politically. But today, on the 19th of February, 2024, all I have learned up to date are the ABCs of leadership, which is A stands for apple, B stands for boy, and C stands for dog. You'll get my ABCs later in my presentation. The point is, we are all learners of leadership. Nobody is an expert. Let me give you some facts. Are you aware that 4 million books are written a year on and about leadership? Are you aware that $357 billion is spent, which is more than Uganda's GDP and some countries' GDP combined, on leadership training and workshop? Recently, there was a survey of 2,000 professionals. 66% of them said they lose sleep at night and they have anxiety going to work because of poor leadership. So I want to confess with you today, I do not know that much about leadership, but I am confident that together we can engage each other through dialogue, through exercise, so that all of us can have a shared experience of what leadership is and what leadership is not. Let me experience in my opening story, leadership is about action. And let's all be inspired by that little girl that had the audacity to throw one fish back into the ocean. My question is, do you all have the same audacity? Because here's the crust of leadership that I want to share with you today. Somebody needs you to be a leader. Somebody needs you to be a leader at home. Somebody needs you to be a leader at a workplace. Somebody needs you to be a leader on campus. Somebody needs you to be a leader in your community. So the question is, if you are ready to be a phenomenal leader, say phenomenal. Phenomenal. Oh, say so I can hear well. Say phenomenal. Phenomenal. Today we're going to use a concept called MAP. M for Mary, A for Apple, and P for Paul. But the word MAP is going to be an acronym that I'm going to define throughout my entire presentation today. That is going to be our guiding post for this lecture on leadership in that context. So the word MAP, the actual definition of it in this context, is the M stands for, are you ready? Mindset. The M stands for mindset. The A stands for attitude. And the P stands for practice. So there has to be a shift in our mindset towards leadership. There must be a shift in our attitude towards leadership. And we have to be practical if we really want to put leadership into motion. If you were to go to the classroom throughout all my years of lecturing, I define leadership to be the ability for individuals and organizations to influence others to move toward a desired outcome. But the challenge we're having in leadership is that there's so much theory that surrounds leadership. And what I want to do today is I want to move away from the theories, the styles of leadership, and not focus on the analogical, and even understand those words. I can't spell it. On the analogical and the phonological study of leadership is too complex. We are not able to make it easy for people to understand. So I'm not going to do that today. What I'm going to do is focus on the practical elements of leadership. I need a favor from all of you. One thing that we have to understand, that I get asked this question all the time, is Mark, are leaders born or are they made? By the time you leave here today, you're gonna have a clear answer to that question. It's both. Leaders are born because it's an inherent talent of who you are, because every single person here came with a purpose and vision that only you can accomplish. So therefore, leaders are born. You came with something. And I always advise my young scholars, listen to these words: inspire to aspire before you expire. Don't leave this world without the world knowing you came. Inspire to aspire before you expire. That's when you know that leaders are born. Second, leaders are made. Because leadership is about a journey of learning. One thing that I want you to know, that become a forever learner of leadership. Because the pendulum swings from peace to conflict. Therefore, the only constant in life is change. And the fuel that allows that pendulum to swing from peace to conflict, it is your ability to have courage and the intelligence, which I always apply that there's a difference between being intelligent and then having intelligence. Intelligent is the knowledge of it. The intelligence is the application of knowledge, also known as wisdom. So currently there's a study at Harvard University trying to define the ABCs of leadership. And Harvard has coined leadership to be A for architect. Every leader should be an architect, which simply means build a culture that nurtures innovation, change, and failure. It's extremely important that we should welcome failure in leadership. The B, leaders should always be a bridger. Leaders must forge partnerships, association, communities, and remember this quote again: your network is your net worth. That's extremely important. And I always tell you that the sky is big enough for two birds to fly without them colliding. What does that mean in simple words? Collaboration is everything. Learn to collaborate. And the last C that Harvard is trying out in an area of new research around leadership is to be a catalyst. A catalyst means that an individual that has a co-vision, co-creation, and sets up an objective ecosystem to bring people together. Well, if you really want to study leadership, I will need 8 weeks with you. And I know we don't have 8 weeks. Unless, Mr. Oscar, you're willing to provide food, lunch, breakfast, dinner, a bed, shower, for all of us to stay here for 8 weeks to understand leadership, especially the theory. We don't have that. We'll have only a few hours. So I'm going to close my opening remarks before I get into my theory, away from theory to practical. That I want you to understand that leader is about being a good force. At the root of leadership is about people. Every single individual in this room and online desire a belonging, if truth be told. So let's focus on how we become change agents in leadership. But before you can really understand the practical part of leadership, there are 3 questions I'm going to propose while I close. First, is anyone better because of the leadership? I'll say it again. Is anybody to your left, to your right, behind you, in front of you, in your life, better off because of your leadership? In home, in the halls of campuses, in your workplace, your place of worship, is somebody better off because of your leadership? Second question. Why should you lead? Very self-reflection question. Why should you lead? First question, is anyone better off because of your leadership? Second question, why should you lead? And last but not least, are you the leader you wish you had? Are you the leader you wish you had? Let me bring that last question to life. In the audience, can somebody borrow me $3 million in cash? If you can, raise your hand. $3 million in cash. I know you're very wealthy, you look very smart. You can't give somebody, can't give something to someone that you don't have. Remember that you cannot give something to someone that you don't have. So I'm super grateful for your attention, the short remark that I put together to work on your listening skills. I hope I said a word or something about leadership that has perked your interest. I guarantee you when I begin the practicum session of this masterclass, it will be informative, entertaining, and you'll be persuaded to take action. Like our starfish hero, today's your day. Today, I want you to move from the ordinary to the extraordinary and become an extraordinary leader. Today, I want you to understand that the impossible is possible when it comes to leadership. Today matters because you matter. Now is the time to take the talking of leadership and put it into practice. And let your dreams, your hopes, your aspiration come to life because you're truly phenomenal. Thank you very much. We go to the next slide, please. So now I really want to teach leadership. Everything that I've been saying before had to do with what I call the theory of leadership. So can this allow me to go forward? Great. For the past 15 years or so, we have been trying to define, when I say we have a few colleagues that have been trying to define leadership on the academic space. So throughout the US, we have in every major university, there's a course on leadership. If you're taking business, if you're taking biology, if you're in the medical space, if you're in the STEM space, there's a course that you take on leadership. And especially if you come to the level of graduate, which is where I teach our students on the MBA and working with my colleagues that are trying to publish, there's an element of leadership. Then especially if you're going to work on your PhD, you cannot escape working on your PhD without taking a course in leadership. So I consulted a few of my colleagues and we wrote a supplemental text to leadership. What we did not want to do was to add to the theory of leadership, because as you guys told you, 4 million books are being written on leadership each year. So we wrote a textbook that talks about the case studies of leadership, the leadership models that people can apply, and then the practicum, which is exercise around leadership. And that's what we're going to engage in today. So here's our roadmap. We're going to be here together, and I encourage every single one of us to get up. Theory of leadership, that's up your time, 8 hours a day, and maybe talk about 20% of leadership on the theory level. Since we don't have 8 weeks, we only have a few hours. Let's talk about what we're going to talk to you today. I'm going to teach you practical leadership skills through numbers. Just numbers. Can everybody count to 10 for me? 1,
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
That's all the skills you need when it comes to my number side. So we know numbers. And then everyday objects. What are everyday objects that we can use for leadership? I will show you some everyday objects that we can participate in. And then we're going to do some few activities. Some of them are going to be video. as you know, there are 3 types of learning, and I want to make sure I touch on every single style of learning today. We have our visual learners, we have our audio learners, and then we have our kinesthetic learners. I want to make sure every activity I do here touches across all 3. I have 2 slides devoted to the theory of leadership, because I want to make sure, as in my audience, I really break down the pedagogy of leadership through what I call the Bloom's taxonomy framework. Right now in modern leadership, if you go to any esteemed institution or any organization that studies leadership, they have broken leadership into 2 quadrants: team performance and then team development. And the common theme here is team. Are you aware of the workforce of change? There are individuals that are working remotely, true or false?
True.
So there used to be days where we had to be in the office from 9 to 5. There are individuals that are working different time zones. You can live in Uganda, you can work in the US. You can work in the UK, or even Tanzania, or different places across the African continent. So team is going to be my main emphasis for today. And then if you look on the vertical side, right, look at this, and then we'll go to the horizontal. It talks about creating a new team. I need you to pay attention. Show of hands here. Have you ever had to deal with difficult people in your life? Let's be honest. Let's shame the devil. Phenomenal. Phenomenal. If you've never had to work with anyone that you never disagreed with, please, you can leave now because you're perfect. Because if you're dealing with human beings, not everyone you're gonna like. True or false?
True.
Show of hands. Let me demonstrate. Look at your fingers for me. Are all the fingers equal? No. Some are small, some are round, some are tall. That's human beings. All of us are not the same, so we have difficult challenges. So if you ever want to form a relationship around leadership, that first area, the research support, is everything. I call it getting on the bus. Not everyone will get on at the same destination with you. As a leader, you should be okay with it. So let's say, for example, the only place I know so far in Uganda that I fell in love with is Fort Portal. It's one of the most beautiful places I've seen on earth. And if we are driving from here to Fort Portal, as a leader, make sure that you're comfortable that not everyone will get to Fort Portal. Some will come on with some great words like, yes, I believe in the vision, I want to, but prepare your mind, remember mind and right, that not everyone will get to Fort Portal. Some will get off halfway, some will get off quarterly, some will get to the final destination with you, but not all of them will get to Fort Portal with you. So team building, use the bus scenario. Think of a bus when I'm building my team. The right people in the right seat, that's your takeaway. Get the right people in the right seat. And be comfortable with everybody not getting to the final destination. Team building is extremely important. Developing your team is equally important. Some of the biggest challenges I hear when I'm coaching corporate executives, well, Mr. Bismarck, I hired them, I got them on the right place. Then I said, then what happened? Oh, I left them. Oh, okay, that's the challenge. You never leave your team from development. I'll give you some skills and concepts on how to develop your team and how do you develop yourself so therefore you're valuable to the team. So team development is a must. And then looking at stimulating and strength, performing and achieving results with the team. How do we do that? There's a technique I want to show you today. Not everyone can perform at optimal level. Find the right people with the right strengths to complement each other. Either you coach them up or you coach them out to drive for performance. And last but not least, there has to be an element of alignment. Alignment simply means that looking at people's skill set and putting them in the right position for them to excel. Can I illustrate that? Let me illustrate that concept because it's a very powerful concept around alignment. If you ask a fish to climb a tree, is that possible?
Yes.
You've taken the fish out of their alignment, out of their natural course. If you ask a dog to go and swim underwater for 2 hours, is that possible? No, because you've taken the dog out of their elements. Find people where their strength is where you plug them in. And you will be surprised there's no such thing as a weak person. It's just that you as a leader, we forgot to align them in the right area for them to be successful. Are we okay? Awesome, awesome. Last one. This is my last slide on theory because I just want to introduce the concept of modern day leadership research. We can talk about autocratic leadership, charismatic leadership. Those are concepts that are in leadership since immemorial. These new models is talking about the new generation, the millennials. They are obsessed with collaboration. They are obsessed with integration. That's their generation. They have 1,000 friends on Facebook, but Friday nights they have nobody in their house. They like to collaborate. So the emotional new leadership can be broken into 3 quadrants. There's a new context of leadership, and my favorite one is the demographic of the new future workforce. If you are above the age of 35 and you have a millennial working for you, please understand millennials. If you don't understand millennials, you can't lead them. They want to make an impact. They're going to have 30 jobs before the age of 50. That's millennials. If they go, yes, my brother's shaking the head, you can agree. They want to make an impact. They want to feel love. They're very feeling kind of people. And they're very objective because they have the world at their hand. They can Google everything. They can cheat with AI now. They can go on AI. They can write your report. They want the results. They don't want to go through the mail. That's generation, Gen Y, Gen Z. I can't even keep up anymore what we have nowadays. So there's a total shift when it comes to understanding people. You can't understand people if you don't understand technology. You can't understand people if you don't understand globalization. And at the end of the day, what are the biggest issues facing the world? Let's do a pulp check. Climate change, true or false? Everybody and their grandmother talking about climate change.
Yeah.
Sustainable development goals, right? Look at all 17 plus of them. This generation wants to solve the world problem. They just need leadership to lead them in the right direction and to model effective leadership. If you don't do it, they will do it in their own way. Then in the middle, it's about purpose. And anytime we talk about purpose, it sounds very elusive, spiritual enlightenment, which it is in some sort of form or shape. But we can bring purpose into emotions, intelligence, and social to find out exactly what makes someone light up. In my research, I talk about living the best version of yourself. That's purpose. We all know purpose. We are in it every single day of our life when we feel effortless, when we are in the flow, or when we are in the zone. We just don't trust it. That is our purpose. Every single person in this room, the moment you hit the age 7 above, you already know your purpose. You're just in denial because of the isms of the world, comparing yourself to other people, how big your house should be, what kind of car you should drive, what kind of life you can have. Remember, you are a human being, not a human doing. The moment you start doing, you lose your sense of awareness and purpose. Be first, and then you get the purpose. Don't do to get purpose. Be, then purpose comes. It's very abstract, but I'll break that later. Are we on the same page? Are we okay? All right, so if I can get this video to be queued up. These are all the concepts you know about leadership. I want us to bring it to life today after this video. I want us to bring these to life. And if Sharon, you can start getting my numbers ready, that would be great. Let's count how many people are in the room. We get the first exercise done. So, show of hands here if you've heard this word before regarding a good leader. A good leadership should have integrity. Yeah, we've heard it. A good leader should lead by example. A good leader has good judgment. A good leader is inspiring. One of my favorites is President Obama, right? Very inspirational. Yeah, we get that. A good leader leads by example, has vision, right? Sets clear goals, especially smart goals. We've heard all of that. But one of my favorite thought leaders in leadership is a guy called Simon Sinek, right? Simon Sinek name now, Simon Sinek. I'm not advertising for him. He doesn't pay me, but he's one of the most practical practitioners of leadership that I've come across. Simon, S-I-M-O-N, Sinek, S-I-N-E-K, Simon Sinek. If you want to take leadership from theory to practice, this man is one of the most sought after leaders in leadership, with the founder of the Golden Circle. So if Mr. Oscar, if we are ready, if you can cue that video for me, I'll be so grateful. And we will start on that side of it. So while we are getting our video to come on, after this video, it's one of the most, it's only 2 minutes plus, but listen to what Simon talks about leadership and link it to the starfish story that I gave you. And then follow his words very, very carefully. And when he's done, we'll have a small discussion. We'll go into our activity.
Subjects. Leadership has nothing to do with rank. I knew many people who sit at the highest levels in an organization who are not leaders. We do as they tell us because they have authority over us, but we do not trust them and we do not follow them. I also know people at low levels of organizations that have no formal authority, but they've made a choice. The choice to look after the person to the left of them, the choice to look after the person to the right of them, and we would trust them and follow them anywhere. Leadership is the awesome responsibility to see those around us rise. Every one of us can choose to be the leader we wish we had. We lead our teams and we can lead our clients when we decide that we will do everything in our power to see them rise, to see them achieve their ambitions and their dreams. And this is what servant leadership means. I serve your dream rather than you serve my bottom line. And it's totally fine to have financial goals. It's totally fine to have metrics, because that becomes the proof of value that somebody wants to give you their money because they believe in you. It is proof positive. But the best leaders I know are students of leadership. There's no such thing as an expert leader. It doesn't exist. Like there's no such thing as an expert parent. It doesn't exist. Right? We are students of leadership. And even the most senior leaders constantly are reading books, reading articles, watching talks, having conversations all the time about leadership. They're always in learning mode. And I think for anyone who wants to be a leader, you have to choose to be a student of the subject, like anything. If you want to be good at something, you have to study it. And the most ignored characteristic of leadership, nobody talk about vision and charisma. Yes, these are important. But I've known some wonderful leaders who don't have huge world-changing vision. I've known some wonderful leaders that are quiet and sit in the corner, but they all have courage. The courage to advance a vision, the courage to ignore the short-term ups and downs of the business, the courage to take risks on people, the courage to believe in people, the courage to speak truth to power, the courage to do the right thing and have integrity. I think courage is a very undervalued characteristic of leadership.
Thank you so much. Oscar is going to bring back my slide. Let's have a moment of reflection. Remember, it's a master class. See me as your facilitator. I do not have complete dominant on knowledge, right, or monopoly. So, what's your take on what Simon said on leadership? Can I get 3 responses? Yes, ma'am.
A leader is one who takes on responsibility to see others rise.
Okay, but what does that mean to you on personal reflection?
My personal reflection is that the success of the people around me and not tramping on them and stepping on them so that I could rise means that I should be at a servant level, that I should serve them so that they should also rise.
Excellent. Can I get 2 more, please? Put it on my instructor hat. Anything else, any reflection from the video, what did you get from what Simon was saying? Yes, I see. Courage, I agree with you 100%. And isn't that a common theme from the story of this little girl that had a starfish? She had courage. And this is one of the most well-renowned, when this young man speaks around the world, minimum $200,000 an hour on leadership, that's his speak. And he told you the secret, which is one of the most underrated characteristics of leadership, is courage. Give me one more before I go. Anybody else? There's no wrong or right, yes, sir. And I got 3 excellent, so I'll go you, and then ladies first, right? And then I come to you and lady in that last, yes, sir.
Yeah. You can use without the what also, you know, I or the thinking is needed. So we can see this even in the or
Yes. Can we get flowers? Everybody said, I like it, but everything the 2 of you said is good, but that's something interesting that we're gonna come back to, right? We make the myth that there's 2 types of leaders. There's formal leadership, which means that you've been appointed to lead. And then sometimes we cross out with being a manager. Then there's the informal side of leadership, where you take the courage to say, you know what, I see a problem, I want to fix it in your own capacity. And ladies and gentlemen, the greatest leaders of all time were informal before they became formal. You missed it. They were informal first before they became formal. Leadership is who you are, not what you become. So when you have that title, it just amplifies your leadership. Sometimes we have it backwards. We think we need the position to learn leadership. No. Learn leadership before you get the position. And it just amplifies who you are. Yes, ma'am, you had your hand up, and then we'll close with my brother there. Yes, ma'am.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
So what was my take on it is that there's no such a thing as a leader and an expert. My take is as leaders, we don't know everything. There's always time for you to keep learning and expanding your leadership skills in every area of your life.
Excellent. I agree. Just for those that are alive by emphasis, our young sister said that leadership, there's always an expert in leadership. We're a continuous student. We'll have to continue to learn. Yes, last one. She said it all. Well said. That's a very wise man. So I think he said it all. So yes. That's why that video really resonates with me so much, because it's loaded with what we want to do. So the next thing I want to talk about, if I can get our slide working. I love technology. It's awesome when it works. There we go. Excellent, because we're going between 2 different screens, so just be patient with that. Okay, now we're gonna get to practical. So watch this. Stay with me. Everyone that knows my presentation, phenomenal, thank you so much, Mr. Oscar. Everyone that knows my presentation is a signature of what I do in my presentation, because I truly believe in order for me to take you to a place you've never been before, I have to see what you see. Is that fair? Okay, let me illustrate. Everybody look this way for me. I'm very interactive. Look this way. Face the wall. In Uganda, I think they call it permits. In the US, we call it driver's license. Have you noticed something? The windshield is bigger than the rear view mirror, true or false?
True.
When you're driving, right? I mean, you notice that the rear view mirror that allows you to look back is very, very small. But then the windshield is very, very big. Leaders always forward looking. Leaders are always forward looking. The great Pan-Africanist, Kwame Nkrumah said, forward forever, backwards never. So let's look at this. And if you can help me, is there any way we can have the Zoom bar down a little bit? If not, it's okay. I'll be able to manage it also. I'm asking a lot of you today. But it's a great master plan for us because I'm wanting to see something more inconsistent. And where the bar is, where it says unmute, video, I can drop that bar away. I'm so grateful.
I think because you're screen sharing,
Yes, sir.
it may. Yeah, I don't think it can.
It's one of those things when you touch it, it breaks, so let's not touch it. Oh, there we go. Genius, genius. He's still a genius. He's still a genius. Excellent. He's still a genius. All right. So look at this picture for me. You have 40 seconds. This will change your perspective on leadership. What do you see? There are two images here. What do you see? And you can call it out. You can raise your hand. What do you see? It's all right. We'll be able to manage. Thank you so much. What do you see? I have a lot of interesting gifts to give away. I want to bribe with candy. Thank you very, very much. What do you see? Going once? Yes, sir.
Oh, something like sea or ocean.
Oh, you see sea? Phenomenal. Okay. Okay. What else do you see? A leader has to see this from different perspectives. Okay, birds are flying. Yes. Uh-huh. Yeah. Okay, wonderful. Are you ready for the icebreaker? There's an elephant in this picture. I love the facial expression. That's exactly the people that you need who don't use the right attribute. Really? What am I doing here? There's an elephant in this image. When I say elephant, this is the trunk, that's the eye, and that's the body. Now, when I said elephant, you're more likely to see it.
Yeah.
Who sees it now? Show of hands. Phenomenal. If you don't see it, I'm gonna pray for you. Okay. Next one, and I'm really asking for it because it's me because I'm allowing them to mess with our technology. So if we get the next slide for me, Mr. Oscar, and I'll make sure I behave with my clicker. This is great. One more. There we go. One more. This is the last one. If you didn't get the first one, this is your chance, okay? I believe in you. There are two images here. What do you see? What do you see? Say it again. I'll say with confidence. A bird. Somebody says they see a bird. What kind of bird, particularly? Okay, I see the lady and I see you. I see three. Take your time. It should help you out. Phenomenal. Yes, ma'am?
It's a bird, a duck.
Okay, you see a duck. Phenomenal. What position of is the duck? The duck, what position? Are they sitting down? Are they laying down?
Laying back.
Okay, they're laying back. We're going somewhere with leadership. And let me speak. Since I haven't heard him speak yet, who sees a rabbit? Who does not see the rabbit? And I'll make holding hands on you. Leadership is about perspective. Words are very powerful to a leader. There's a language to leadership. And I just proved it to you. Perspective and language is everything. When I said a particular word, you are more likely to see. This generation that you're about to lead, they're very sensitive to words. Their love language, according to Gary Chapman, words of affirmation is at the top of their love language. If you can't love them, you can't lead them. I'll say that again. If you can't love them, you can't lead them. I didn't say like, because that's an option. But to be a leader, you have to love the people you are leading. We're not talking about in a romantic kind of genre, but in a genre that you want to see them better than yourself. That's what we call love. You want to see them rise more than yourself. You want to see them in a position of growth than yourself. That's what we call love. Not like, because like is an option. Are we okay? I'm just getting warmed up, so are we okay? All right. So I want to do something here. If you can, and if you have a device, let's use your device now. And I have a QR code, but we're going to use technology because Mr. Oscar is also, and if we mess up the technology, he's going to bail me out. So if you have a device that allows you to get online, again, Those that are a little senior, see what I'm doing. And you have to understand the individuals that you are leading, the generation that you're in. They are savvy with technology, so we have to use that. So here's the website I want you to get onto. You use the QR code. You can scan it with your phone, or if your eyes are as bad as mine, if you want to come closer and look at the URL, and then let's do this. It's a few questions that I want you to answer. It's a website that's going to allow you to answer some few questions about leadership. It's not 100% scientific. For those that are on virtual, try your best to do that for me. For those that are on Zoom, try your best. And there's a website that will pop up, and I hope it does pop up. And it's a few questions you can answer. I tested it this morning. I hope it's come up for you. Let me know if you have scanned the QR code and it has come up for you. Perfect. We have one, so that means it's working. And then scroll, and there are some questions. Just your first gut. So we have one, we have two, so I know it's working. It's working for you. You have three, I have four, I have five, no, an option, I have five.
What of
Let's
the
get to 10.
URL?
Okay, it's working. So take 2 minutes. This is a master class on leadership. We're not gonna engage in theory. We're gonna engage in practical. And I'll be silent for a moment. Silence is okay. And I'll give you no more than 5 minutes maximum. And then let me know your results. I want to be quiet so those that can really concentrate and fill out the questions. Thank you very much. I'll come back exactly in 5 minutes. Fill out the question. If you can, it's okay. We'll be able to have it.
This people on Zoom. Yes.
Do your best. If you can get to the bottom, once you submit those questions, it will tell you the type of leader that you are: democratic, charismatic, transactional, transformational. Those are the theory bases. Very, very interesting. It's not 100% scientific, but at least it gives us to have a decent conversation. Dr. Center, can we get a password? We have some of the participants that would love to have get a password. That'd be great.
That's an iPhone.
Does anyone else want to be connected?
Let's spend about 2 more minutes. It's okay if you don't have the survey. I'll provide my slides to you when we are done. All right, for the interest of time, we're gonna stop. Okay, just wanted to show you, if you completed the survey, please raise your hand. You had a chance to complete the survey. Thank you. That's okay. I see a few samples. We have these 3 people. Okay. What did you get, sir? Democratic, interesting. What else? Which one? Oh, we are scared of this guy. You want, okay, authoritarian. Okay, so we know who our dictator is. I love it, but that's a good thing. We can talk about that actually. What else? Democratic, interesting. Huh? Interesting. Anybody else? Yes, sir. Huh? Democratic, interesting.
Democratic.
Democratic. So do we all come together democratic? Are you guys cheating together? So we have a lot of democratic interest. I'm using the word interesting. You can do this at your leisure. Feel free, but then I will leave my slides behind, so therefore you'll be able to see that. So, show of hands here in this room, the most common type of leadership, if you are Democratic, raise your hands. Interesting. Did I have anyone that was laissez-faire, number 6? Like hands off kind of leader. Okay. Do I have a servant? Did anybody come up as a servant leader? Interesting. Transformational? Visionary? And these are all types of leadership, plus the ones that I haven't mentioned, that are transit. Transit simply means that leaders can change with the season. You get the point? Leaders can change with the season. When COVID hit, if you were a leader of a country, was it the time to be very passive? No, it had to get into a different style of leadership. So leadership is not stagnant. That is the takeaway. You could be a Democratic today, but the situation may make you want to become very visionary. One could make you authoritarian, depending on the situation, if the vision and what you want to get accomplished. Okay, we're getting warm. These are some more types of theory-based leadership that you normally would hear. A leader is a coach, is a visionary, is a servant, is democratic. is laissez-faire, pace-setter, transformational, transactional, and bureaucratic. You're gonna come across these concepts for the rest of your life in leadership. But you're taking a master class today that says, sir, how do I go from these styles to actually know when I'm doing these behaviors? And that's what we're gonna do today. All right, let's get to work. First part, I promised you I'm gonna teach you leadership through numbers. Now, we're doing the first My Action Plan, which is mindset, attitude, and practice, but the map is your action, my action plan. Write me the number down 7, 38, 55. I want to teach you leadership with only numbers. You will become an effective leader after you leave here today through numbers, just numbers, when we apply. If you're not aware of this, let's take one bullet point at a time. If you don't mind, I want to be very autocratic today, all right? Just take one bullet point at a time. Don't write 1,000, don't write the third one, just stay on the first one, so I have your undivided attention. Right? 7%, 38%, 55%. And for my math whiz, when you add 7%, 38%, and 55%, what do you get? For those that are really good at math, you can cheat with your phone, I'm okay with that. 100%. This is communication. Every leader that is an effective leader must communicate, true or false. You cannot be a leader without communication. And there are different types of communication. We can talk about that through Google. 7% of words you say as a leader is what people will hear. If you say 1,000 words, only 7% of those words people are gonna process and hear. It's a fact. Since I've been talking, if I tell me all the words I've been mentioning since we came in here, you will not be able to give me more than 7%. You were thinking about lunch, Toki, posh, goats. You're thinking about some other thing that goes through your mind, in and out, life, internet, boyfriend, girlfriend, grades, work, salary, wife. Something else was going through your mind. Then you come back to me. She's smiling because she knows the truth. 7%. 38% is my tone. Am I loud? Am I soft? Is his words really soft, genuine? Is my tone? You can tell somebody a particular word, just the tone, right, sets up the whole entire conversation negative, misinterpretation. Let's use this generation. They send you a message, right? And just because it's blue tick, they get angry. It's no words, but just the blue tick has set them off. Or caps. I communicate in caps. Sets a tone. I can tell you, I love you. I love you. Whoa, 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 whoa. 2 words, right? Same word, but how I said it, the tone is everything. So as leaders, we should mind our tone. 55%, last time I checked, that's the majority. Anything about 51% is the majority. 55% of communication is nonverbal. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a fact. The greatest leaders have mastered 55% of communication. Some of the best communicators, they're very composed, their hand gesture, how they look in your eye. Yeah, this is by nonverbal. It's not the words that are coming out of their mouth, it's their non-judgment. So remember 7, 38, 55 when it comes to communication. It is not the words that come out of your mouth alone. How you say it also matters, but your body, your non-verbal, says everything in communication. I support you. I understand you. How I look at you. Let me give you a practical example that I like to do in presentations. When you meet someone, it's matter the style, especially I'm really devoted to academia and young people, work with young people. I do this. You say wow. Instead of the word I want to hear. Say wow. And that's how that young person feels. Wow. He came on my level. He didn't stand over me in the form of I'm the boss. but he came down to my. It says more about the words that are coming out of my mouth, and it's my gesture. Clap for that, let's see. When we move on to the next one. This is leadership in motion. We can talk about being democratic, being a servant. You can Google that. We're talking about practical master skills that you can implement on day one. Number two, 1,440. Write it down for me, please. In the context of time management, because of the font and the light, that word says time management. I want to show you with numbers everything you need to know about time management in a practical application of leadership. This is the number one stealer of a leader, is their time. And I want to show you how to guard it. Again, my background is in math. I started as an investment banker, so I like numbers and I'm fusing with education. So forgive me, we're doing a lot of math today. 1,440 in the context of time. How did I get to that number? 1,440. How did I get to that number in the context of time? Yes, ma'am. From now on, you hear what my sister said? 24 hours times 60 will give me 1,440. How many hours in the day do we have? How many minutes are in an hour? Phenomenal. The richest person in the world has how many minutes in the day? Let's speak with confidence, please. This is where remember, I'm your felicitator. The richest human being in the world has how many minutes in the day? The poorest human being in the world has how many minutes? The greatest leader in the world has how many minutes? The worst leader in the world has how many minutes? How many minutes do you have in a day? Clap for yourself. I love you. And that's how you manage that time. And I have a technique that you can use. If from today going forward in the US, we have a phrase called hourly wage, right? Every human being, you can quantify your wages by hours, right? So I am worth $100 an hour if you're a consultant. If you're working for a company and they're paying you, let's say 3 million shilling a month, and how many hours you are working, times how many months you work, you just divide it, you will know how much they value you per an hour. From now on, steal 90 minutes from yourself. Every single day, if you can't find 90 minutes where you're off of WhatsApp, Instagram, TikTok, in your own little corner, and we call it that 90 minutes of empowerment. It's only for you. You're being very, very generous because you have to sleep, you have to eat, you have to walk, you have to do a lot between 1,000 and 440. If you're a nerd like I am, you can do the percentage. Divide 90 by 1,400 and see what kind of percentage is that. It's not much that you have to give to yourself as a leader. Do not become accessible. From now on, you're no longer accessible. Have your window of time that I am accessible to the world. If not, anytime someone calls you and you're available, you're a suspect, you're not a leader. I'll say that again. Anytime someone calls you and you're available, you are a suspect, you're not a leader. That means you're idle. Leaders are not idle. The most beautiful, I'll get back to you on this. After a while, they'll get it. After a while, like, this person's about something. You come here, yes, 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 yes. You're a suspect, you're not a leader. Different situations though, right? We're talking about emergencies are different, right? Something that aligns with your mission and vision is different, right? 90 minutes to yourself and have an hourly rate that you pay yourself. Tell yourself, I want to have this much money, this is how much I'm worth an hour. As a professional, you would not get me for less than $2,000 an hour for me to talk. And that's not an arrogant statement, I say it with humility. It's the value I have on my time. Can I prove it to you? Okay. Right now, if you look at the Forbes magazine, the world's richest, let's use Don Gote. I want to be culturally and constantly sensitive. Don Gote is considered to be the wealthiest African or the wealthiest African American or African in the world, or Black person. I want to be politically correct, please. $15 billion give and take in Nigeria. Don Gote, he has a refinery, sugar, and other subsidiaries. 14 billion. That's a lot of money. Can he do anything in his power to get back 8 o'clock, 8 a.m.? Can he change time to be 8 a.m.? Can he call all African states and say, right now, change all your clock to make it 8 o'clock? Can he do that? That's the most precious thing you have, is time. You can make more money, true or false. Can you make more time? That's why it's a commodity. Does that make sense now? Don Gote cannot buy 7 a.m. Can't buy 8 a.m. With all his resources. He can make more money, but he can't make more time. Guard your time. 90-minute rule, have an hourly rate. If you walk out of here and anyone can call you at any time, you don't have 90 minutes to yourself every day to develop, then we have to really question your leadership. That time should be for you. If someone wants your time, say, wait, I just gave that person 50,000 shillings. Is that really worth it? Because, or I was just on Instagram or WhatsApp for 2 hours, talking about your hourly rate, and ladies and gentlemen, your behavior will change. If you're conscious about being a great leader. Like, wait, I just wasted, don't say time, because it's very small, right? Oh, 2 hours is nothing. I just waited $300. Now, you start changing your behavior just by the semantics of numbers. Are we on the same page? Can I keep going? Is this helping anybody? Give me flowers if it's helping you. Give me flowers if you're learning something. We have a gentleman in the back listening and we're working absolute multitasking. Are we ready for the next one? Great leaders have to learn to delegate. This I get all the time. So this one, how can I be a better communicator? So top wish of leaders. How can I manage my time? I'm only one person. I'll give you a technique. The next one, you can't do everything by yourself. Great leaders have to delegate. The moment you hire someone or brought somebody onto your particular work and they're not able to do it, and you do it for them, you stop being a leader, then you become a manager. And I don't train managers, I train leaders. Let me show you how to delegate. Write 1, 3, 1. Anytime from now on, it could be your wife, your husband, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, any human being, your lecturer, that gives you a problem, a challenge that you know that they're supposed to solve. Do 1, 3, 1. Can I show you? I'm gonna be very comical because I really don't take myself serious in life. We're all learners. Somebody comes up to you, there's this problem, there's this problem, there's this problem, there's this, right? The more they talk, you just become lower and lower. There's so much, and then, just a good leader, they just listen. Then you use 1, 3, 1 on them. Okay, simple. I understand. Tell me only one problem. Let's only focus on one problem. Okay, what's the problem? Dun, 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 dun. Give me 3 options of how we can solve it. I don't know, that's what I'm coming to you, but that's why I have you in my life. Go away, come back with 3 options. Okay, come back on Monday at 2 o'clock if you can. They're looking very weird, like they're wanting you to solve their problem. You don't solve, you're empowered. And then when they come back, which pick out of the 3 options, pick one and go and do it. It stops people 80% of the time. Pick one problem, go think of 3 solutions. Come back to me, pick one. What they wanted you to do was to do the 3 and then the 1. That's what we will do to you. They give you the problem, and then you have to go and get the solution. Let them bring you the problem, let them go find the solution, and let them implement. It works 80% of the time. Depending on the level of the problem, right? You cannot be a firefighter as a leader.
Okay.
Is that fair? That's 3, 1, 3. We're almost there. This is my favorite one because I've seen it work in Malaysia and Germany. And I had a colleague try this, and the report they sent to me, I was like, wow, this is interesting. Habits and coaching. if you're dealing with people, we all have bad habits if you want to be honest with yourself. People want to be coached up or down. But I want to focus on habits, like how do you break bad habits? Or how do you get into good habits? Because that's what leaders do. They develop people and break bad habits and encourage good habits. Can I show you how to do that? Now, let's be all honest with ourselves. You remember December 31st, before New Year? Anybody remember that? Me, please. And you had wishes, right? You had goals, right? You had things you wanted to do in 2024. You wrote some of them down, you went to all night, you prayed, you fast, you did everything humanly possible. Let's pick on someone that was in a shape. I want to lose weight, so they get membership to the gym. January 1st, 5th, 10th, after February, yes. And then they wait till December 31st again to make the same wish again, right? So how many times have we been wishing for the same thing? Don't make a wish, change your habit. Don't make a wish, change your habits. Wishes are only for birthdays, cake. Great leaders don't make wishes, they make habits work. So let me show it to you. Anything you want to change in your life, in your colleague's life, or someone that you're responsible to lead, do it for 21 days straight. And if you miss a day, you start all over again. Yes, you said, what? Yes, 21 days. That forms a habit. But we're not done. Habits can be broken all the time. Then 91 days becomes a learned behavior. 91 days straight, it becomes what we call a learned behavior. And if you're able to do that same thing for 182, then you have really come to understand it. Then it's no more a habit, it becomes a lifestyle. Habits, behavior, lifestyle, in that order. Habits, 21 days. Stay with me, y'all. Habits is 21 days. Find a habit. Let me try to do it for 21 days. That's your goal. Go. Then continue for 22 days. Get to 92. Get to 91. Once I get to 91, the goal is do it 182 days straight. Then it becomes a lifestyle. Because the human beings were conditions of our environment, or the conditions of our behavior. That's how you change habits. You have somebody in your office as a leader doing something, so, let's just focus on 21 days. Can we get to 91 days? Get them to 182 days. That's a leader. Are we okay? Last one we're gonna get up. Simon Sinek said this, and I agree with him 100%. John Maxwell is another great thought leader in this space, and I agree with him 100%. And this is spiritual. You can find this in the Quran, you can find this in the Bible. This is really spiritual context. Jack of all trades, master of what? What's that popular saying? Okay, so I have to get inside your mind for a moment. I'm gonna say some popular statements. I'm gonna come to this in a moment, and we're gonna get up to 10,000. But let me see where you are mentally with me for a moment. I'm gonna say a popular statement, and then tell me the first thing that comes to your mind, because I want to shift your mindset real quick. Practice makes what? Not the leaders. No. Leaders don't say that. Leaders say practice makes progress. Flowers?
Yes.
So practice makes what?
Okay.
Phenomenal. Give yourself flowers. Great learners. Have 3 more. Sky is the. So I should say there's no wrong. No. Now you're afraid. No, I don't say something wrong. No, courageous leadership. Practice makes. Okay, the sky is the. No. Great leaders say the sky is only the beginning. Thank you. It's only the beginning. Are we ready? Another one. Think outside the phenomenal. No. Think as if there's no box. Because the box becomes a mental block of 4 corners. So when I think as if there's no box, it becomes what we call kairos, not chronological. Kairos means you see all. Chronological, I see order. Last one. Fake it till you phenomenal. No. Make it so you don't have to fake it. So are we on the same mindset? So therefore, great leaders master 10,000 hours. If you are, I didn't say expert, master, any craft, any profession, I dare you with love and respect, put 10,000 hours in. Then you can call yourself a master. Till then, you are a student for life. Even when you get to 10,000, get to 11,000. This is the litmus test. We can measure your competence in anything in this world. Have you devoted 10,000 quality hours to a particular cause? Then you can give up. If you have not fought for 10,000 hours about one thing, then you cannot call yourself a master. These are my numbers to leadership. Was it helpful to somebody? Can we do a self-reflection? I'm an educator for life. Which one of these really resonated with you and why? 10,000 hours and put on my glasses. 2191.82. 131, 1,440, 738.55. It sounds like a lottery number, so please, nobody, don't go and play the lottery, please. So I don't want you to lose your money, okay? So do not say someone gave you lottery numbers today. These are not lottery numbers, they're numbers of inspiration. What stood out to anyone? Which number stood out? Maybe you're already aware of this. Okay, I have, yes, sir, senior. 1440, yes, sir.
Once time is gone, it's gone. So I should be able to account for the time that I've utilized.
Yes, sir.
The accountability for time is important.
And now you see a practical way how you can utilize that, right? First, knowing that it's 1,440 minutes I have, then 90 minutes, and then have to have an hourly rate. That's the practical. The theory is time management. I want to be a better time manager. We always say that, but the application is, wait, I have 1,440 minutes. How do I apply it? Yes, sir. Yes. Yes. That's an excellent point. I have to lead in the front and I'll come to you in the front and we'll wrap up. Yes. Why, please? Yes, that's a very important skill. And for those who are coming in, let's also try to get them some chairs for me. You and then in the back, please. Thank you so much, Oscar and your team. 131. Why 131? What resonates with you? Yes. 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 Yes.
I get for that one to listen to someone when he's complaining and didn't understand what he's complaining about.
Yes, very, very good reflection. I like that answer, and I see how you can apply that. Please use it on your friends, in your place of work, wherever you can. Let's use that. My senior at the back, and then we're done.
73.85.
Okay.
Resonated with me because it makes you learn to make what you're trying to pass on more effective. So the effectivity, works so well.
100%. And ladies and gentlemen, as we know, in every area of our lives, right, professionally and personally, communication is at the center of it, right? More relationships are destroyed because of lack of communication, both professionally and personally, because we are two different people. Well, you did very well. So this is the slide I have for you on numbers, okay? And we're gonna do an activity. So everybody, if you can politely, Ms. Sharon, if I can have those numbers. Is that right here? Perfect, perfect, perfect. All right, so this is what we're gonna do. I need everyone, and this is gonna be one, Mr. Oscar can testify to this. This is one of my signature activities I've been doing for the last 7+ years on every workshop that I do. So if you come to my future workshop, you're gonna see this again. It's one of the most powerful team activities I've ever experienced in my life that brings leadership to power. Sometimes we see good leaders, right? Then we see bad leaders. Let me show of hands. Who wants to be a bad leader? Raise your hand. Oh, we do, but you don't want to say it here. Who wants to be a good leader? Raise your hand. We're lying. Oh, so let's be proceeding till my mic comes back. So you all said you want to be good leaders.
Yes.
But the question I'm sure I'm asking, what are you willing to do to be a good leader? What are you willing to sacrifice to be a good leader? Because it's by default, right? So we say good leaders are humble, influences, democratic, they stimulate, serve others, listens, inspires, empowers, supports, and is courageous. Those sounds phenomenal, doesn't it? Same thing. Who wants to be a multimillionaire? Raise your hand. And hands go up. Who wants to wake up at 4 a.m. in the morning? Oh, wait, okay. Who wants to run 26 miles a day? Okay. Who wants to read 55 books a day? Oh, see, the hands keep going lower and lower and lower. So it's what are we willing to do? We're about to do an exercise that will bring out every single one of these words out of you. Some form of shape, if you're honest about it. Focus, teamwork, collaboration, listening, negotiation. So as I alluded to in the beginning, there are these ABCs of leadership. So this exercise will bring out all the 26 letters of leadership in some form of shape if we are honest with ourselves. Okay? So let me see if I can start. And those that are online, I have a slide for them. Follow my instructions. Remember, this is a practical. For those that just came in, I gave you opening remarks about 7 to 10 minutes. I read a speech. And that's very uncomfortable for a guy like me because I'm a very practical, driven individual. All my books I've ever written is about practice, nothing theory, because we can Google information. Let me give you a quote. The world is drowning in information, but starving in wisdom. The world is drowning in information, but starving in wisdom. Is the application of the knowledge. Everything I've said today, you can Google it, true or false. It's there, but it's the application of the knowledge. So let's focus on this instructions. For the first number, right, let me see if I can probably use the slide where I have, no, let me stay here. Chairman, are my numbers correct? The first one is 105. Is it 106? Is it 104?
No.
What number is that? What number is that, please? The first one. Stay with confidence, it's rhetorical, stay with confidence. 105, right?
Yes.
Great leaders will have clear vision. No one is gonna disagree 105, right?
Yes.
Is someone in the group gonna say, well, technically, according to my analysis of paralysis, it's 1.2. Oh, say, well, it's 105. Leaders have clear conscience and clear vision. Good leaders. And don't let anyone make you feel funny because you have clear vision. The world can allow you to be diluted with unclear vision because of insecurity, experiences, cultural, social. You know exactly what you want. So there's going to be 4 people that have to find numbers that I will give you that will add up to 105. 4 people, you have different numbers, different people, you have to go and negotiate, work, collaborate, focus. Do some math, become the Premier League, buy a number from people legally to get to 105. All the attributes of leadership will get you to 105. Then there's going to be 3 people, and I think I want to be correct. Is there any chance we can slide this. I prefer to use this, please. All right, so. All right, this is what we're gonna do. You're gonna stay with me for a moment, okay? I see the challenge in our technology. The numbers are all the same.
Mm.
185, 311, 260 are all the same, okay?
Yes.
To this slide. The spaces is where I wanted to focus on. So for that number of 185, you need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people to get to 185. You see what I'm doing right now? Because
Yes.
the number's off a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, 311 is the same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people to say we have 311.
Mm.
And then the next one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then the 6 to get to 260 people. Like, okay, thank you for leadership conference. I want a number. Give me numbers. 5 people will give you how many people? 5 people will give you one number. Exactly. Okay? And then another 5 people will give me what? 185. Another 5 people will give me 311. And then 6 people will give me 260. Can 4 people come in front of me and say we have 260? Would that work? Would that work? No, it wouldn't work. What I'm trying to show you is this, ladies and gentlemen, stay with me. All of these elements of leadership is completely meaningless to you if you can't apply it to this exercise. Watch. You will have to demonstrate respect. You cannot be selfish. You have to use some level of integrity, that's where I am. Leadership, be a leader. You have to be innovative. Can you sit quietly and let this exercise work? No, you gotta be a team player. And then you have to show some level of loyalty. If somebody comes up to us and says, no, we want your number, then you go to the other side and question your loyalty just to win. Okay, we can have a conversation. So everybody get up and be sitting for a long time. It's safe, you can have your phone number, not your phone, you can leave your stuff. And Miss Sharon will give you one. Everyone should get one. If you came in a little late, you might be missed, but then if you don't have a number, it's okay. What I can do is I can use you as a judge, and there's a price, okay? She's passing one out. Everyone should have a number. Just look at your number. Don't trade it with anybody. Just hold on to your number, and please, this is not a lottery number, okay? So I don't want you to think that this is a lottery number. I don't want Oscar to give me a call. If you came to American Center, you're giving people lottery number 56 All right. If you have a number now, please get up. If you have a number now, please get up. And this is the time where we're also going to see leadership in motion. I think they did it for me. Okay. Leadership in motion. All the attributes of leadership you're about to practice in one exercise. Who does not have a number? Say, come to me. You're going to be mine. If you also don't have a number, come. Excellent. We try to gauge the room based on the people that were coming in so that we can make this exercise work. Are we ready? I trust you. I believe in you. The objective is to be a leader. To think about the attributes of leadership, and the 3 gentlemen here are going to observe and watch leadership in motion. Not words, but in motion. Have fun and all the best. You have exactly 10 minutes. Go. Have fun. Oh, and then leaders are watching leaders. Go ahead. Let's form 105. Find someone that can, 4 people, or excuse me, 5 people that can add up to 105. Find another 5 people that can add up to that number. Yes. Leaders go outside their comfort zone. Look, outside their comfort zone. Watch the behavior of leadership. And a good leader is passive, all by himself. It's all by himself. Get to the objective of 105. I don't want to have one person on your team. Communication. I think using words. I think using body language. I think using tone. If somebody is very, very selfish and they win this game, they have to get outside their comfort zone. Find something you can add the number to get to a certain number, but like maybe 250, right? They might need a 20, they have 220 right now, guess what they need? Okay. That's leadership. How do you bring, do they know each other? Is anyone disagreeing on 105? I did find about 105. You're very clear. And someone would come and say, no, I think it's 261. Their instruction. Now we have the tools and the resources, the right people to get it done. Okay, let me help. Keep observing. I'm loving what I'm seeing. I'm seeing negotiation. I'm seeing body language. I'm seeing people using their toes and fingers and counting. You are engaged. You have formed small silos. Nobody's worried about their age, their gender, their race, their ethnicity, how much money they have. They're just focusing on how do we get to 105, 311. That's leadership. Your ability to work as a team, collaborate, negotiate, listen. Everyone is leading. It's not one person dominated because you don't have the one number. That is leadership. Yes, yes. Okay. I'm gonna just go back to the number so you can see the number very well, but know the number of people you need. Okay, it's 185 and 311. Remember, my spaces is off. Just focus on the numbers 105, 185, 311, 260 for that exercise. And for those that are online, this is for the instruction of those that are online. Take the word leadership and find attributes, words that can fill it in. So look at the word leadership, and then loyalty for the L, E for empathy, A for accountability. Spell the word leadership, lead, and then leaders use it all different types of words. Those are from our participants online. Are we ready? Okay. Trust but verify. Great leaders, we trust and verify. So let's start with the end of my colleagues are here. Which number did you guys add up to? 105. Let's trust the process. How many people do we need for 105? How many people do they have? Phenomenal. So stand on this side. First team. Okay, we have one team. Okay, come. Our leaders here are gonna trust but verify. Which number are you guys aiming for? 185. Let's do our litmus test. How many people do we need for 185? Phenomenal. How many people do they have? Phenomenal. Come on this side. Please don't fight with team one. This is team one. They came first, but we're gonna trust and verify. You still have 3 more minutes left. You are winners. You are still winners. We believe in you. 105 is taken. 185 is taken. So if process of elimination, if you're still looking for 105, God bless you, need help. If you're still looking for 185, you said boo-boo, no way. It's not gonna happen. Now 311 and 260. I believe in you, you can do it. Ladies and gentlemen, this is leadership. Did any one of you during this exercise think about how rich you are? Your gender? Did anybody disagree on 105? Did you guys fight about 105? Did anybody disagree on 185? Did you sit by yourself quietly? Were you selfish? Did you say you had all the answers? That's leadership. Vision, common objective. How do I get all my people to work together for that common vision, mission, objective? That's leadership. Clappers. Yeah, I like that. That's interesting. And this exercise will cost you less than 1,000 shillings to do. Piece of paper and a pencil or a pen. Even if you don't have scissors, you can use a table to rip the paper. And you can teach leadership in your household, in your place of work, in your place of worship, wherever you are, you can use this exercise to teach leadership. All right, we love you and we're losing faith and hope. 311, going once. They're using calculators. Some people counting their toes and fingers. It's gonna work. And then 260, we're almost there. Wow. People are actually sweating, trying to solve a problem. One. This is impressive. Are we ready? Okay, going once, going twice, our time is up. Let's give them a hand for effort. Let's give them a hand for effort. And thanks for trying. You can have a seat for me, please. You're not a loser. You're not a loser. Nobody lost here. We're all winners. We're all winners. And my winners, you guys stay up. You guys stay up. Okay. If we are back to ourselves and we're very serious about leadership, I started with a joke in this presentation about my ABCs to leadership. Accountability, balance, communication, determination, empathy, flexibility, growth, honest, innovation, judgment, knowledge, leadership in itself, motivation, negotiation, organization, persistence, quality, respect, self-awareness, teamwork, understanding, and vision, and wisdom, and excellence is the X of emphasis, yield and zeal. Ladies and gentlemen, if we are very honest with ourselves, at least we did 5 of these words, true or false. Even more of leadership of ABC. We brought it to life. But every great leader, we have to trust but verify. So this team here said, you still have a chance. Somebody bring out a calculator for me, because I'm not a mathematician. So the first number we had was 105 using 5 people. They passed the litmus test of 5 people. They followed instruction, they communicated well. So let's add your numbers up for me. One at a time. Trust but we verify. 40, add 40, let's see. 5, 50, 0, very creative. 10, what does it add up to be? 105, give them flowers, give them flowers, give them flowers. All right, this team. They were going for 185. So let's start all over again. Engagement. Yes. 8, 0, 80, 30, 20, 50, 5. You made it? Give them some flowers. Okay. Then give them all one. It's up for you guys, so don't worry. But did you see leadership in motion? Some of you guys had to negotiate true or false. You have to move around and communicate, right? They have 5. For 185. You want a challenge? 10,000 shillings if you lose. Oh, you have some of my leaders there. My observers were there. Yeah, my observers were not part. All right, you're being challenged. But do you see leadership in motion? This exercise can cost you less than 1,000 shillings to do. Just a piece of paper. It's something to write with. You can bring leadership to life. Are we on the same page? Have a seat, have a seat. I have one give something inside that before you guys. Let's go. We're almost there. Time is running very fast for me because this is my last one. And then we're gonna move to another quick activity. This one will be too long. Same thing within the numbers. I want to use objects, but because of time, and Oscar, I want to be very respectful of his time. I gotta go through this really, really fast. But I will ensure that Oscar has my slides and you guys can have access to it. And can I get a volunteer, please? I get a volunteer. Watch this exercise again. Less than 3,000 shillings. They can do this. You're gonna get a rubber band. I want you to put on the rubber band. This is the first objective that I can really show you, not tell you. I had a client that was a really successful businessman. And when I sent him my cost for this exercise, he was like, I paid you this much money for a rubber band, and he was like, he wants a refund. And then when he actually did the exercise, he extended our contract for 6 months because it worked. But watch this, this is gonna work. We did leadership with numbers, true or false. You were able to see how you can become a better leader with numbers, right? Now I want to show you how you can become a better leader with objects that is around you every day, because leadership is the doing, not the talking. That's what we're mistaken for. I have a position, I'm the president. That doesn't make you a leader, it gives you a title. So now let me show you leadership. If you have the rubber band in your hand, please raise your hand for me. Phenomenal, phenomenal, phenomenal. Watch this. Do you want to grow? Do you want to be a better person? Raise your hand. Gosh, we all do. You want to move from A to B in your life? Yes. You want better things for yourself, both materially, physically, spiritually? Yes. Do some of us wish, Mr. Oscar, some of us wish that, are you giving my time? Oh, and raise your hand too. Oh, Mr. Oscar is participating. Give him flowers, give him flowers, give him flowers. Some of us have dreams to go to school to get their master's degree, to get a PhD. That's growth. Some of us want to start a family. That's growth. Some of us want to be married. That's growth. Some of us at the end they want to look at their bank account and that's it. Whoa, huh? Wow, why is that so less? I feel like somebody stole your money. Nobody's stealing your money. There's nothing inside, right?
Yeah.
It's called growth. I want to grow. I want to be better this month, tomorrow, not today. How do we do that, Paul? Rubber band. Every single time you meet somebody new in a place of work, community, school, in a relationship, because we are all in relationships, give them a rubber band. So I heard this instructor talk about rubber band. Let's practice it. Can I tell you a story about how the client gave us a 6-month contract? He was livid that he spent so much money on professional development with his staff because he heard a consultant like me say, develop your people, develop your people. Every year he spends over $500,000 on developing his staff and he saw no results for it. So he called our office and said, sir, I heard that you are really good at leadership. I said, not really, but I can experiment. All I know is A's for apple, B's for boy, and C's for dog. He's like, okay, that's not funny, but okay. I said, I'm gonna give you an exercise. Do it. He said, do you know who I am? I'm an executive of a big company. I make millions. And all you can think of is a rubber band? So wait, so I'm paying you this much money for a rubber band. I'm like, yes, just try it. I'm a leader. Try it. I've been doing leadership seminars for 15 years. Yes. He was just annoyed. After a while, he just wants to try it just to say, you know what? He wants his money back. And if it doesn't work, oh, then he was happy. His coat changed. Like, okay, give me the rubber band. So he put on the rubber band. And I said, when you get to the office, every single staff member you have, give them one. Okay, everyone, like anyone that reports directly to you, your executives, chief executive, aka chief financial officer, chief operating officer, chief anything, give it to them. Give it. And I said, do you have a vision and clarity of what you want to take? Yes. Do they want to grow? When you first hire them, have you ever met someone in the first few times, it's like perfect, then a few days later, you start seeing who they really are? Yeah, welcome to Leadership People 101. So in the interview, of course, they told you everything you want to hear. I'm hardworking, I'm focused, I can do the work. But when they actually started to do the work, you realize that their true character came out after 21 days. See where I'm going?
Yeah.
91 days,
182
days. Like, why did I hire this person? By that time, it's a little too late, it becomes legal. So I said, this is all you have to do. Give them a rubber band. And every single time you see them not live up to their full potential, just go to them. Don't even say anything. Don't even use words, because words are only what, 7%? Tone, you scream, you devalue yourself. Just go up to them. Good morning, sir. How are you? You walk away. You told me you want to grow. You told me you want to expand. You told me you understood. The rubber band always resembled the symbol of growth. So he gave it to the executive, and all he did was touch it, and they said, okay, yes, sir, you're right. He didn't have to say anything. He knew exactly what they were supposed to do when he went out of it. So he just said, reminder of growth. You told me that you want to be this much. So I'm just going to pull the rubber band to show you a sign of growth. Use the rubber band for growth. Let people wear it in your organization. You can wear it to yourself, and every day you look at it and say, you know what, am I growing? If you say no, you know exactly what you're supposed to do. You just don't have the motivation and the reminder to do this. That's all. Clap for yourself. Number 2, box of pizza. I'm hungry, it's almost past lunchtime. I love pizza. Jeff Bezos, one of the wealthiest men in the world, founder of Amazon, this was his secret sauce. Every single meeting he ever has, he takes a box of pizza. Just a box of pizza. People are like, are you always hungry? He said, no. He drops the box of pizza on the table. If the number of people in the room cannot be fed with the box of pizza, he leaves, because it's the most unproductive meeting ever. Get me the right people in the right place in the right meeting. Use a box of pizza. If you're ever getting a meeting just to have a meeting with people, you're wasting your time. You're back to 1,440 wasted. Have an area that can help you manage meetings. Anytime you're gonna meet with anyone, have notes. If somebody has to have a meeting with you, say, I'm gonna bring pizza, use as an example. All I need you to do is send me your notes in advance, what we're going to discuss. If they can't sit down and type notes of what they're gonna bring to the meeting, it's a waste of your time. People, yeah, stop your opinion, yes, yes. It's a complete waste of your time. I need to meet with you. Why do you need to meet with me? Send me notes, write me a paper. What? Then you know it's gonna be serious. If not, yeah, I'll stay in my house, WhatsApp me, video. I'm not gonna get in my car. I'm not gonna waste my fuel. I'm not gonna put my life at risk just to sit down and have a cup of tea with you. Use a box of pizza to help you. Don't you ever leave a meeting without an agenda, takeaway, and the right people in the room. A box of pizza helps you remember that. What's the agenda in advance? What are we gonna talk about? What is the takeaway? Takeaway is an American word for saying, what is the objective? When we leave here, what are we supposed to do? And then, are the right people in the room? Well, we meet this other person is not there, guess what? After that meeting, you're gonna call another meeting to have another meeting. Don't do that to yourself. Use the pizza. Agenda, takeaway, the right people with notes. You'll be okay. Star. The next one is star. Like the star in the sky. It's for feedback and coaching. The star. Can I get a volunteer, please? I need a volunteer, sir. I like your shirt. You look very smart. Come up for a second. I told you, I'm an educator for life, so be prepared to be called on. Star, I've given you a rubber band. You know what the rubber bands are. I've given you an image of a pizza box. That's the object. For some of my clients, they have all of this in their office. It's awesome to see. I walk in their office, they have rubber bands. I'm like, you're good. They have a box of pizza, clean, no ants in it, just there. And then they also have a star. They went and physically got, not from the sky, something that looks like a star. Watch this. I want to demonstrate this as well. Very, very important. Next is very nice. Great news, great feedback. Great feedback is star. Watch it. I will spell out the word star in my feedback. It's very complicated. That's the situation you did and the way you handled the customer. When the customer walked in, I was marveled. The time you performed by being courteous, on time, and paid attention to detail. The alternate of that, if you didn't do that, would have lost that customer. As a result, we have a great customer that is very excited to do business with us. I'm so proud of you. Thank you for doing a good job. Which one is better? The first one or the second one? Did you hear star? Did I use the word situation? Did I use the word task? Did I say the alternative? Like if you didn't do that, did I say the word results? That's star feedback. Every feedback you give to any person that you're having a relationship with, let it be with star. Then you are practicing effective leadership. I'm a good communicator, but then you said you did a bad job. That's communication. So you know, 3 techniques.
Yeah. Daily.
On a daily basis.
Yeah, yeah.
I like it. Okay, now I see the difference. On a daily basis. Okay, very good question, Senior. On a daily basis, are you sure?
Yes.
On a daily basis. Come and take this. Number 1. Come. Clap for my brother. These are last one that I learned. And I want to bring Oscar up because of appreciate. First technique, practical. Commit to write every morning. Every single morning, write something in this journal about where you are, where you want to go, and what you want to do. Write something. Don't worry about spelling, don't worry about grammar, write something. People don't plan to fail, they fail to have a plan. Nobody wakes up and say, I want to be a failure. We fail to have a plan. So practical number 2, have a plan. How old are you? You're still beautiful young man. Yes, sir. You have a long life. Have a plan when you are 30. Have a plan when you are 40. Have a plan when you are 50. But listen, I don't know. That's what's called a plan. If you don't plan it, somebody will plan for you. If you don't plan, somebody will plan for you. So you might as well just plan. And last but not the least, what you can do every day. So every day you wake up, you look at that plan, that's the behavior. You write it down, but every day you look at it. It will go to your subconscious. The last but not least, what you can do every day is to use words of affirmation. I am loved. I am kind. I am peaceful. I am healthy. I am wealthy. Look in that mirror and speak to yourself. Say, I am that I am. Every single morning. Because the world out there is trying to give you a different identity. Thank you. Thank you. And let's bring, I am done. And again, ayalama. That's all the Ugandan words I know. I've used it all at once. So thank you very much. Let's bring Mr. Oscar up. Let's bring Mr. Oscar up. And I want to be like this young man when I grow up, because if you know, I'm going to be very, very fine. He's a very handsome guy, right? Ladies, yes, he's taking her. But he has like 5 girlfriends, so he's taking her. It's only 3. It's only 3. But it's hope for you. And all the people that work at the American Center, the work that you guys are doing is incredible. Don't downplay that you created an environment for people to come and seek information. And I don't take that lightly. I should have been here a long, long time ago, but it's never too late now. And I want to commend you guys. I want to encourage you guys to do more of this. Bring more young people, inspire them with practical skill, right? So that they can go to the next level. And it's a small token. I hope you learned something today. And the great leader that you are, the sky's only the beginning for you. You're gonna go from grace to grace. You're gonna soar. You're gonna achieve everything you ever desired. And Uganda is blessed to have you. And I know this just you're passing through, and we wanted to stay in Uganda forever, but we don't know if we're gonna keep them. But this country is very fortunate, it's better because we're here. And I want to say thank you for this opportunity. Thank you. So only we are not this.
Okay, everyone, thank you so much for attending this leadership masterclass, and what a masterclass it was. I learned a lot. Professor Bismarck, I don't know if we have time to stick around for offline questions, but I do want to make sure that we highlight who is coming in to speak next. But also give you a chance to ask questions to Professor Bismarck if you want. So the next session will start at 2 p.m. and it's all about mastering your budget. Think of it as a master class for financial budgeting. How do you make a budget? How do you execute that budget? How do you follow up on your budget? The woman who is coming to speak is a YALI alumni. I heard you anything about YALI, Young African Youth Initiative. Yeah, so if you're interested in that program, she will know a lot about it. Okay? So she'll be up here at 2. In the meantime, we're going to transition from Professor Bismarck over to Maduro, and then she'll come in and give her introduction and her budget workshop. Okay? All right. Thank you all so much. I think Professor Bismarck will be around. In the meantime, we're gonna like shift out of this space so that unless you wanna stay, you can stay in your seat. But we're gonna let Maduro come up and set up a presentation. Okay? Thank you so much. And if you need water, there's water back there in the bathrooms or out toward the elevator. Thank you.